Alrighty, so this is gonna be a little VOD review of for Clovis. Again, I don't know if I told you or if I forgot to, but I recorded another video for your Lucio that I'll probably release to you soon. Um, this VOD review was for Brig, a little bit of Brig. We said that that was the one that needed work mostly, and then your Zen, which is going to be fun and interesting as I have some experience on both of these characters. It's going to be a fun time. So I just want to, I guess, as always, before we start these VOD reviews and start really looking at the gameplay, um, well, maybe I'll save it this time. Maybe I'll do this review differently. Usually I like to explore a little piece before we go about the role of Brigida in these compositions, but maybe we won't go this time. Maybe we won't do that. Maybe we don't have to, I should say. Um, so yeah, I mean, just looking at our comp first things first. Always a habit I want to get us into. Uh, Brig in this comp, where we have Ana as our other healer. We have the Winston Diva, which is a bit different than the Winston Zarya. Certainly more mobile. We have the Tracer, so quite a mobile little front line we have here. And we have Echo as well. Remember, again, just because of the way that tanks' HP pools are so naturally high, packing tanks is not preferable. If you need to heal them, go ahead, I guess. But it's really burst healing does them better, and more healing does them better, which is more suited for Ana. Your pockets are, and your packs are obviously a lot better for DPS because of the rate of regen over their squishy health pool. So that's that piece, I guess, for now, and we can see how we sort of did here. So I think into this team, yeah, let's just see how we do. So we're just sitting here scouting. I think Azanda, we don't really need to even peek too much. I just want to let my main support peek and my team feed me the info. Let's see, that just worries me. Yeah. Gonna need to save your packs there. It can be tempting. We're gonna need to pack Kaiju a lot, or Echo a lot. Okay, so we're just sort of standing here in shielding, and this is not, it's not ideal. It can be tough though, because if we've noticed, the enemy team hasn't really taken a decisive engage. They are getting close to that point because they have a range advantage with the Ash here and the Echo. We are opting into a more mobility-based dive comp where we can bliss them fast, just without a mercy. So I think this is a little bit scary for our support line here. Just because Echo is going to bombard us, we have the chance of getting dynamitten, I think is a word I always tend to think of using. There's a lot that can happen to us here that's unfavorable as a support line. I don't like this position. I want an engagement to happen soon. I want to rotate up here so that our Ana has a little bit of cover. We get free whip shots and we're not forced to only move backwards into a corner that's really good for Ash here. I, yeah, little this position, when met with range, and Ash specifically in this comp, can be pretty rough. I think if as long as we are controlling the Echo, not only with potentially whipshotting her, but just resisting damage, playing in this location, having our Ana play here, and just generally keeping alive, like Ana can stay here, you stay here, whipshotting the Winston on his engage, trying to make sure the Echo doesn't find too much value by packing or your DPS and your Diva, we should be fine. But again, this becomes like a choke, and a choke with Winston poke for only two supports is going to be really, really tough. Again, I'm just clarifying that I'm anticipating a dive up here, so I want to move forward here. Even though it seems counterintuitive to rotate forward into a comp that has more range and stuff like that, they have to get closer and peek more aggressive angles to follow up on us, which is better for our entire team here. So yeah, initially, this is going to be hard just because of the way we're playing. We're low on shield on the dice. That's not good. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing left to shield. Um, yes, we want this position, but who on their team is going to take it? That can't be dealt with by our diva. That's the question we have here. At the same time, we don't really want to drop down on point just yet. We'll contest it if we absolutely need to, but this main push is going to be tough. Our diva needs to get in there, so we probably need to pack her. Let's see, a little whip shot. Yeah, this is probably lost. We just have to die. So that's one life we set up on second. Taking a fight here. So yeah, goodness. This is really a good time to be a main support too, is helping your team position, just determine information. So, oh, it seems Spot died a little late there. That's unlucky. Maybe he primal? No, maybe not. Maybe so though. I think this is a good time because right now I sort of feel that you're shielding your Ana quite a bit, and that's okay. But it's important to have your own facilities too. You're not just a shield for Ana. You are an entirely own unit, and a lot of the times it's easy to get those two confused. Brig is again like just like she was in Ghost, just a bit squishier now, is a little bit of that tank support hybrid. So you can use that armor to resist some of the heavier damage that you take initially. That's a big part of playing Brig here, is not only just protecting with your shield, but protecting with your presence. You offer that CC, that shield bash, not only to displace people with your whip shot after it, but just to stun people and keep them away. Like that is really important for area control and just keeping people marked at the end of the day, letting them know that they know, letting them know that you know they're there. So I think this is again tough to set up into this team. They have a range advantage, but that's no real problem. All we need to do is wait patiently, I think, to set up and engage here. Like again, we see that there is a very apparent range diff, and that's kind of scary. They're running the Mercy with this comp, which is a little bit more versatile than Brig. So I think what we need to do is play to bait them positionally in to follow up on kills on us, and then we can dive their individual units. People who get displaced in mid-fight, and a lot of that is going to be on Tracer. Tracer's going to want to feel comfortable. She needs your packs, and a lot of that is going to be playing from corners, and really, there's not a lot to keep your Ana safe from because she either gets sniped out or Winston reaches her. You only really care if Winston reaches her, I think. Um, because there's not much we can really do. Like, Ana's not like a counter sniper, like a Widow that you'd want to shield or something. Looks like we're taking high ground here. Fair enough, I think. Let's see. Yeah, as it stands, yeah, we have a good little position here. I like this, the high ground. If Winston jumps over, he dies probably. We're sort of just shielding the Ana. That's a nice, valuable shield. Oh, she trapped herself. Ooh. So, okay, some executional things here. Obviously, we want to be the most efficient as we can when we're dealing with threats like this, because we want to maximize our shield to use as a resource. So here's something I like to do. So Echo engages, she stickies our shield, we don't have to let them stay there. I think I want our clone to play a little further back behind us so that he doesn't get stickied, so that you can drop shield. When you drop shield when stickies are on them, they fall off and hit the floor just like Reinhardt. You can turn away and avoid some damage too. That way your shield doesn't get so low. I want your shield not to get low so that you could have shield bashed and punished her fully here, I think. Really good that you get copy out, but this Echo is just buying time. Yeah, copy is interesting. All we need to do, we didn't even really need to bash her there. We just send her off with a whip shot, and we should be good. I'm worried about what our front line's doing out here. I don't really like taking a fight here, but I guess if we win. Yeah, that's a kind of pointless nano. I don't really get it. Okay, and now we're in a position to potentially move forward. I, again, am not the biggest fan. Like, we can stuff this here. We can't take fights in this long lane, I don't think, into a fight, into a composition that's like this. We want fights that are either close quarters or not at all, I think, in this composition. So we're really relying on that mobility, that flank pressure that our Tracer Echo have. And because they don't have pockets, they naturally will probably lose the 1v1s to their Echo. So we need to move up, I think. And I think we need to move up here just so we can get packs on the DPS, if nothing else. We can always rotate back later, but our Nano Winston needs support. Yeah, our backline really needs to be up here. We want to stay with Ana, and I usually try to say this, but here's a good example. We want to stay with Ana when there's threats of being dove. When Echo was here and she came and wasted copy on our Ana for whatever reason, I don't know why, I just that is a time when you need to be with your Ana, right? But currently there are no threats as it stands to your Ana. You can be confident about that because you're a main support and you can mark threats as they happen. If you're listening to them, obviously she'll let you know if there's a threat on her, you send packs her way here, but these DPS up here need the packs, so we can keep forcing them around this corner and playing where we want to play. But right now our backline is entirely too far back. Like right now we're not finding much value just shielding. Let's see, so here's where things get interesting because you're in the spot. Nice little shield to back off. We can, as soon as we're out of LOS, we don't really need to shield as much, just to conserve it and let it regen. Winston's low. It seems you want to keep backing up, but nice shield drop. Now you have just even a little bit more. That much matters. Okay, so we're rotating back. They got our Winston, which stinks. We can hold on to this with some clutch plays with Pulse and Rally if we really need to. Another big component of this, again, is trying to stay out of the enemy's LOS so they can't have the range advantage on us and know exactly where we're coming from. So I don't really want to show and keep taking damage here. Like, D.Va can, but I don't really want to show where our support line is. Like, even if they know, it's good to keep it concealed. Let's see. We're gonna need a touch soon if we want to stay in this. They nano. Yep, I like just staying here. We don't need to shield bash and whip shot. I think just going for the whip shot first, like, be confident with the whip shot. A whip shot is you saying, no, you will leave. And we don't really need to shield bash beforehand because now he's just going to jump back up. And now we have neither stun tool or anything like that. And our poor Ana's hung out to dry. I think at this point we just have to double down on the fact that, like, we fell off high ground, our Ana's there, Winston re-engaged, we messed up, whatever. Let's try and get this Mercy if we can. Yeah, it's a tough situation, but it's not impossible. Let's see. So coming back, we spent Rally that fight. I wish there was more people alive though. That's tough. We see her there, sort of wandering in open space right now. Yeah, that's pretty tough. Okay, we need to, yeah, I think we want to pack our Echo here and just let him know that she can go in, like, this is the time. Yeah, we get punished for standing out in the open too much. So we need to commit to a position here. Like, again, this is a very, the enemy is running a very dive comp, and they will want to, you will want to take a defensive position as not to make their job easier. Winston should have to jump to get you more than likely. Zarya should have to overextend to get you in the front line. And so same for Echo and same for like Ashe. They should really be using their positions to get you guys instead of like just firing from main. Like we need you guys to be able to receive the dives in order for the rest of our team to punish their dive, to either choose to kill the divers or the backliners. But it can't be none of the above. Like, I'm sure if you see it top down, it'll be easier to see like how weirdly this position is. And yeah, we just sort of get caught out here. We didn't commit to a position sooner. That's both of our supports. I guess to amend this, where I would want to stand in this situation is like, we're just standing over here. We don't even really need to show to the enemy. Our Ana's gonna peek wherever to heal our Winston. Whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen there. Again, we don't really want to take fights where we're not all involved in it, where we're not all able to follow up on that high mobility that our comp has, compared to their long range. I don't like peeking them no matter the situation, really. So just shielding behind here, even shielding to third person and see where they're going down the lane would be a better choice than standing out in the open. So just for future reference. Let's see. Coming back. Okay, they know we're here. We're gonna get dynamite soon. Again with the bash whip shot. Oh, this is good. Screw them. Screw them. I don't care if Diva's getting got. They don't know about our Ana. Our Ana's kind of making it obvious, though. We just need to help our front line here. I think we just need to help our front line. Like, we have packs for Ana. We could have helped a little bit more with this and gotten more inspired for our friends up front and just packed our Ana in the back. I don't think Winston's going to do any substantial damage with Primal that can't be out healed if we just maintain her well enough in time. Like, yeah, I just don't think the Winston was effective enough trying to Primal her on his own. What? The rotation? Okay. That echo was weird. And now we're sort of sitting here in the front again. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Again, our Ana does the majority of the healing for our tanks. So yeah, seems like we're relying on our shield a lot. I like to swing a lot and just hold down left click for my in the times that I know that like the enemies are not peeking main. I know approximately where they are. I should be safe. I just like to swing just to keep myself a little bit more involved. The eyes or the motion keeps my eyes like attracted to the screen, you know? So that's sort of what I want. We don't need to sit on payload here. Again, there is no threat for our Ana, except for a ranged one. She probably won't get one-tapped by Ashe from here. If not, she'll know. And that's something that our team can punish, but I think we want to be closer to up here, at least rotating up here, if nothing else. Our Inspire is going to be a really big thing, and this is the really awkward fight place to take. Like, I don't really like this at all. I get that they want to go for the high ground, but like, yeah, we D.Va bomb. We just D.Va bomb. Okay, they're all low ground again. Not the worst thing in the world. They did get her, though. Okay, how do we stabilize this fight? Yeah, okay, we just need to be a little tighter to this corner initially. We can peek her here, but we have to know to go to the corner like we did, just a little faster. Bruce is going on the flank actively. Winston went in, and I think this is the thing that we need to pay attention for. So on Brig, like, what does keeping our Ana safe mean, right? Like, keeping our Ana safe is a very big abstract thing in any comp where we're playing Brig, right? Because there could be any number of threats. We could be keeping our Ana safe by warning her that this pit is here, right? Like, so many little goals, right? But think about the most common things to endanger the Ana. For example, Winston. Winston's dive must be tracked by you. And if there's not a way to help receive the dive by packing her, pre-packing her, whatever, I recommend only packing her when she needs it, because she has her own nade to self-sustain if she needs to as well. Like, yeah, we have to anticipate and track the Winston dive. That is the most, that's like the crown jewel of their composition right here. He gets a free Ana, which really stinks. Like, packing her once or just tracking it would have been better here, and then we can return to sort of making this main fight a little easier for the rest of our units here. But I think our Ana needs to be at least tracked there a little bit more. Then we just get grabbed, and there's not a lot more that we could have done. Okay, Echo, we get a free Echo, good. Their Ana's low. Okay, we force nade, that's good. Rallying from spawn is a little scary. Yeah, we need to keep Bruce up, that is the key. Okay, he wants us, that's great, that's great. She panics. Oh, Brig is a really good pick here. Yeah, we need to like not extend past cart. We do wanna, we can only be as aggressive as our tanks in these fights where it's sort of brawly and really up in the air, right? Like, you need to be sort of the middleman for our team where you're able to help not only our backline a little bit, but being able to help and support our front line with your pockets on the DPS and just generally existing with Inspire towards the front. So once again, our Ana's being hung out to dry here. We didn't even turn and pack her, which is what they're hoping to do again and again. Where this fight can easily be cracked open with an anti-nade, and they probably know that, or just dislike clone, so they're going for her again and again, or going for him again and again. And this is something that you can control. Again, like Winston's dives can be tracked. Like, if Winston jumps on your Ana, you pack her once, maybe you whip shot him, whatever, right? Like, you just want to make her job a little bit easier. in terms of receiving the dive. In this case, Echo was there too, so there's a high likelihood she probably wouldn't have lived as well. Let's review. What could we have done? So we pre-rally from spawn. We pre-rally from spawn. Here we go. Clone is here, and we leave him immediately in favor of cart. Now I understand that people were low on cart, but the fact that this Echo is here is indicative that they're going to kill the Ana. Like they're going to hold this spawn location. So we need to stay here. We need to clear this right side for our Ana, or at least just remove Echo from the equation. Everybody else on cart, we put a pack on them and we just pray that they can do it, right? But like we need to clear this right angle. Especially because it's Echo. This poor clone just gets beat up on again and there's nothing you could do. Like, at least if you got a pack, it would have been a little easier. Right now we're sitting on 3. Yeah, avoid going in front of cart at all costs. I know you got booped, but let's see. Yeah, I'd have to look at our bash usage there to really make sure that that could have been saved, but I'm not sure. It looks like just more of a macro break thing and not less of a micro. Okay, yeah, we probably can't survive this. So yeah, when it comes to Brig, like it's such a weird fine line, right? Because we always tell you, okay, make sure you're on the safe, right? But at the same time, it's like, be a threat, be a presence, be felt, be known. But the way that main supports do that is very unique compared to, let's see, fix that. Very unique compared to other heroes in that we manage a lot more through information, positioning, and just general game sense as opposed to other classes who can FPS their way out of a lot of problems. So, something I can show you for this was actually some of our games from last night, and something like to demo some main support play, I suppose. So, if you remember, this is our Blizzard from last night. We played Brig Zen, which is pretty fun, and I was your Brig. It was fun playing this because it taught me and it reminded me of a lot of my duties as a main support, keeping you safe. You said you felt you popped off in this match, and I was glad. I was glad that I can keep you alive long enough so that you feel that you pop off, or so that you whatchamacallit, that you can pop off, I should say. So yeah, like this map, I guess pay attention to not only how I attempt to use my presence, not only just knowing that a Brig is watching you, but just some of my proactivity and stuff like that towards staying with my backliner and knowing approximately where I need to be in the fight. So like early on, we see that they're running this weird crackish double shield comp with a Torb and a Reaper and Hook and Lucio. Like this comp fundamentally is all over the place. I don't really like it a lot. But we don't really need to reinstate the problem, we need solutions. So they already spent nade there, we saw. Lose a Kaiju early. And now all I'm doing is forfeiting space because it's not safe to be here anymore. It's not safe to be here where Reaper is and Hog and the threat of pull and the Torbjorn on the high ground is. We just need to back up. And you know this too. That's why you backed up too. So we're just chilling in the back line, and this is where I need to be. Why? So we're not making any offensive effort right now. We're just playing to receive their aggression. And I don't know how many threats are going to be on the flank because they're up here. This flank is very common, very obvious. So I should at least watch it. That's what I'm doing with my third person, my shielding. So right now we see that they're making a play towards point. They shield us. Reddit Lucio goes for you. And all I have to do is just play close to you and bash. That's where I needed to be in this fight. I pack you just once. You're getting Inspire healed as I return to point and help our Sig. And now this is where I need to be to help benefit the fight. Again, I didn't bash whipshot the Lucio. I used them separately. So, whatchamacallit, I believe I just used my bash on the Lucio to kill him and then a whipshot to finish him off. But I had it, point is I had it in time again to move to my Sigma. Let's see, whatchamacallit, I had it again to move to my Sigma and help him out. So yeah, bash, I swing, then I whipshot. Bash whipshot is not you can get an extra swing in there in the time that you shield bash. So that's a point of optimization. Yeah, I'm able to move in front of my guy, my Sig. I'm able to boop the Reaper away because he's the biggest threat right now to anything that could happen to my Sigma, just by his position. And now all I have to do is shield and hold long enough for us to survive. Now, he gets rolled, which really sucks. There's a lot going on in this little situation. And it's no longer about protecting the backline, but contesting the point, I feel. We can make a play with the players are in position like they are now. We have you and Hanzo, we have a Genji over here and the Ana, and we have me contesting point and holding it for you guys. So this is a precarious situation. Thank God for Inspire and Harmony. But I'm able to survive, get him off, and rotate back to help you and me. So like again, a lot of this is just gauging the active threats right now, knowing that like, oh god, Reaper could be on the flank, my Zen's over here, I'll watch these angles just in case anything happens. Their front line is pushing onto us. Now I can help receive. Is there anything going on in the back line? Is my Zen in trouble? No. Okay, then I can be approximately here with my frontliners. And we play to be very sustainable and survivable. Like again, this is more of a presence thing as well. We're not easily killed because they know that I am a Brig and you are a Zen, and peeking us for extended periods of time without getting a kill is very dooming. Knowing this, I can rally safely so that we can push onto our Orisa and Torb left side. So I want to clear this angle really quickly. Not only because we have Zen and we can, but oh god, nice. Just to win the fight really quickly. Again, like, Lucio is a threat on the flank, but I booped him out, and now I don't care. Positioning in our team, Reaper fades in. That's stupid, I don't know why he does that. Now there's still an unchecked flank with the Roadhog, but I'm going to try and help my Sig clear it. I was scared when you went in here for a second peek, because I was like, oh my gosh. This is kind of poor of me. I thought Lucio might go for the lower corner here instead of the higher one. But nobody shot him out of the sky, which sucks. Let's see. And right here, like, I'm helping clear the flank. The enemy isn't back just yet, so we can help over towards this area. So yeah, just pack my Genji, send him in there. I want to keep maintaining my point presence and helping my people who are going to help scout points. And yeah, just generally staying with you, because I don't need to be anywhere else right now. It's sort of the same with an Ana. I leave you when I know that you're safe, when I know that there are no active flanks being taken just by surveying the battlefield, looking at people's HP bars change, and approximating where the damage might come from, where the enemy is, or where the enemy is. Let's see, there we go. And yeah, all I need to do now is, like, the enemy isn't peeking, they're all running away, I barely even need to shield. So yeah, like, just a little sequence at the start that can help demo, like, I don't need to be with you all the time, but when flanks are happening, I'm there for you. Otherwise, when we're either receiving a push, or whatchamacallit, like, when we're receiving a push, or just trying to make a play, make offensive plays ourselves, I try to be with my front line and maintain focus on the back line just a little bit. Like, it's never just holding shield. It's never just like making sure these threats are clear forever. Even though that's how it can feel sometimes, you'll need to spot out a more comfortable balance of playing with your team and your tanks and then playing with the backline. So yeah, that's something I can do for that. And now let's move on to the Zen part. So I believe, let me exit this and check, let's see, check what's up. So you said for your Zen it was Blizzworld and Havana, Brig it was Nibani. Let's get that. Blizzworld is pretty weird. Havana is also a good map for Zen, so I'll go over that one first. Let's see, Havana, Blizzworld was earlier though, so maybe we were more green. I'll go Blizz. I'll go Blizz World. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna review the Zen parts for now. Okay, so we're chilling. We're a little far back and a little isolated. Um, so yeah, couple things on Zen. We are again like a sniper who is not really a sniper, a damage dealer who's not really a damage dealer. There's just a lot of a lot of opportunities that Zen very uniquely creates that aren't quite the same for any other supports. So thinking about like the difference versus Brigida versus Zen, there is quite they are quite different. Again, Brig is tanky, Zen is very squishy a lot of the time. Um, they both have regen heals over time instead of burst healing. Zen does a lot more damage. So think about the ways that you're keeping enemies off of you in your utility. Kind of like Baptiste, your damage is a lot of your utility. You're fending people off because you're saying if you peek me and do not kill me for more than 1.5 seconds, like for any period of time, you will take significant losses. Like you will take significant damage. There will be consequences if you stay here for longer than I allow. Um, so that is sort of your thing. Damage is your threshold, and poking from these off angles is your best friend. Now, um, the big thing is that we want to peek, but we don't want to get sniped. Widows can be common on this map, so I like to wait for a widow shot before I peek. Right now we see that they don't have any, and we rotate over here. So let me ask you this: will you shoot them from here? No, your team is called that they're rotating here. I like to peek from this corner first, from ground level. I just peek. I can maybe peek again if we need. I can peek deeper if we need. Not from up here, where I have to drop down if a widow jump shots or like takes a close position somehow. Like it could be bad. I just like playing from this right side because again, I lay down some ground level damage. I get to scout where they're going. It's a bit more aggressive, but you can farm damage a little quicker. Let's see. And so, let's see. Yeah, you do have to think a lot like a DPS, I feel like, when you play Zen. Because you have a pocketing tool to enable your DPS, but that is like Harmony Orb, I should clarify. But that is the extent of your healing capabilities. You have no self heal. You're a pretty slow mover, no movement abilities. Instead, what you have again is that pure damage output. What you're looking for a lot of the time is to rotate dynamically. You can take flanks provided they're timed properly. You can take off angles provided they're timed properly and well informed on the state of the battlefield. Like, if your enemies are all the way over here, would it be safe to rotate all the way out here to get some extra shots on them? Maybe, if your team is if your team is taking a position that can benefit this sufficiently, but maybe not because they have a Doomfist and a Lucio who can bully you a lot, with a Zarya as well. So into this comp, we probably know what they have by now. It's really going to be about a matter of not letting them close the distance, not just on your team, but on you. So you want to take a position where you can defend not only yourself, but helping your team lock down the point too when we need to. We're all holding this high ground, which is interesting. I feel like we're lacking a little angle pressure, honestly. Um, and that's perhaps what I'd like to see a bit more of. We have our kaiju on the back. Let's see. Like spamming, pre-firing, just doing our thing around this corner. Something here too. When you're right-clicking, yeah, I like looking around a lot. Looking around when you right-click is harder to like aim, I suppose, to flick back to the location that you were looking at, but it's better overall, I think, so that you have more information. They're trying to rush your Orisa. And let's see, we're all on high ground still. Reese is very sustainable here. Oh, that would really suck. Okay, Harmony's not on anybody right now. We gotta change that. Literally anyone. I think Tracer's our best bet here. Ooh, Sig dropped as well. Ugh, he's dead. Oh, they got Splat too. No. This is a tough one. So, as soon as they wipe out Orisa right now... Said right now... Yeah, I don't... Peeking out here is okay, but I kind of want to help the people endangering the main tank more. Like, I would like to peek over this corner where Orisa is holding to help her out even a little bit. Dropping down here is not favorable just because so many other members of our team dropped down. I liked playing from up top, and maybe we can think about trying to clutch this out with a Bob. Let's see. Okay. So setting up here, we have a Doomfist who wants to close the distance. We have a Hanzo who doesn't. We have a Lucio who does, probably, and a mobile frontline on the enemy team. We have to receive all of this. We win the poke war against Hanzo. Even if you don't shoot him yourself, discording him is enough. Or it should be enough for the rest of our units to poke him out with. That was a little risky. We don't want to be so close. This is a risk, and I understand why you want it, because everybody wants that ult charge. We know they're close to ults because they won first fight. But considering the mobility of their front line is another thing. We know now that they're not on cart. Not being on cart means they're probably going to try and wipe us here. They want to take a fight. So moving back is extremely preferable. Now we have Bongo. Yeah, I don't want to stay this far up. Instead, I want to start trying to see about some angles on the left side, maybe. Like, thinking like a DPS, our Ashe is up here, our Tracer's sort of existing on the flank. There are other areas on the map that we haven't covered yet. BAP is going to heal over here, and obviously we don't want to feed, but just maybe just being more aggressive around these angles, being sort of a ward for your team, providing vision down main, vision down this left flank would be good. Like, BAP can always heal you because he likes shooting down, and you can always, like, a good Zen position is one where you can sort of poke like this and rotate just around the structure to play around, but also be sufficiently far enough away from an enemy so that even if they have mobility like Doomfist, you can anticipate it and rotate and advance away from him. Like, goodness, it's such a mouthful, but there's so much to go over. Let's see. That's not a bad thing at all. Like, Zen is another one of those weird balance heroes. Oh, okay, yeah, one thing, instantly, just mash that E key. Like, just as soon as you see Doomfist, getting the Discord on him is more important than trying to hit him. Because it's really the threat that matters. Yeah, this is getting a little scary. Hanzo has high ground. Doomfist didn't die there, and the cart is getting around this corner. We're no longer at a range where taking this engagement is favorable for us, and not just because they have B. Yeah, we either need to make a play with Window or Bongo, or just leave, I think. Okay, yep. We get pushed up, or we get punished because we push up. Yeah, I don't really like peeking that corner again. Rush comp mobile front line. In this case, they are staying on cart. All I think we had to do was just back up a little bit. Hanzo loses to all of us in a poke battle, and if they seriously want to fight us down here for it, like down here for point when we're on high ground, they are insane people. And they have something up their sleeve, maybe like Doomfist Meteor Strike. But like, we want to play. It's tough. It's tough. Just don't push up aggressively when we don't have the means to get out aggressively, like a Transcendence or something like that. Like, we can't draw these blank checks on our position. We can on heroes who have mobility sometimes, which is what I see you do on Lucio, and sometimes you don't get punished for your aggression. But on someone like Zen, you either need to put up the numbers and kill people, which is near impossible to do when they have a fresh Zarya, a fresh Rhine, all shield, all cooldowns. Like, there's too much working against you. to make this even possibly advantageous. So we need to back up and wait for those opportunities to open up. Like again, these guys are electing for a weirdly close range comp with a hint of Hanzo because they are probably not comfortable enough on the Kree. Um, and they're concerned about losing long range duels. If they were smart, they would just play undercover, send one person to sit on cart, and try and engage top aggressively all the time to benefit the close ranginess of their comp. This is what they're doing actively, only keeping Ryan on the ground, which is kind of stupid. Um, what we need to do to counteract this as a Zenyatta is sort of remind everybody else that you are in fact mortal. You are Baptiste, a fantastic healer with a high pick rate. Same with Lucio. But provided that we are in a position to, poke them out sufficiently on cart, like we could kill you. We could kill you. I think a position I would have liked to be at the start of this fight is towards back here. I have eyes over here, here, and there, all the places that the Hanzo can shoot us from, really. We are watching this flank. We're listening for any threats that come over there. Like, it's generally a decent position, and we can retreat into cover if we need. This cover has this little, this mega here. We can peek main. We can peek even deeper main if we want. It's like a little jungle gym for us to work from, and we can harmony our team. We can keep harmony on our team over here. Like, this position is pretty good as long as our front line maintains its integrity. And we did, but now you're dead, which stinks. Let's see, coming back. Okay, we need to think about the ways, the angles that we can take in this fight that benefit us. We need to heal our clone. Clone's gonna heal them. We need to heal clone. Okay, so coming back, we have window. Window could be good if we sit sufficiently back here, or if we aggress and take high ground. I don't like sitting here on the ground and doing nothing, though. Yeah, that's unlucky. It wasn't even a headshot. We needed harmony on him. Let's see. Yeah, we need to back up. We cannot stay this close. Like, yeah, we just can't stay this close. If you're anyone else, like Bap or Ash or something, even they want to play behind cover, and you don't get, unfortunately, like, you don't, uh, you don't get movement cooldowns. Like, we can't escape this position with ease. And that is the nuance of Zen. Like, we thread this risky everything to be able to output this high angle damage. And that's what we want to play for, is either high angle damage down main where we're eliminating shields, or just high angle damage from the off angles where we can focus DPS and keep people low. Either keeping people low or getting people low. That is like our duty. And we're really, really, really good at that when we can be aggressive from the off angles and when our positioning can keep us safe. So yeah, thankfully right now, Orisa gets her shield back and you have a place to hide. Good, 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 good. But we're being a little bit too aggressive. Like, we're biting off a bit more than we can chew, I think, which is key. Or which is something I'd like us to keep in mind, I suppose. So we know that they haven't spent their beat, they haven't spent their grav either yet, and just a couple more ults really, like, feels like they haven't spent. So they're probably going to save up to wipe us here. We have Trank, that's really good. There's a good chance that we can rotate out fast enough away from a Baptiste window. They don't have all the poke in the world, so we should be okay. We have Bob to hold card if we need, or just to generally provide other angles. All we really need to do in this fight is just be in position to Trank if needed. Like, that's what we want. And good poke, good poke. See, this is why we want to be here. This is perfect. We want our little corner, and we want nice space between the sight line. We just want nice vision over the sight line we're controlling. And from this position, we get all of that. So we're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling. Yep, he just gets rolled. That's what you get for walking back. Nice job. We can push up on this if we want, even though they just can't push back on this. They just can't push on this, I don't think, without their doom. Yep, just about now they're gonna start moving back in so that they can Doom can get back soon enough. So we see they're peeking down there. What does this say? They're either gonna rush high ground or play for cart under cover if they can. And what makes us vulnerable here? We're vulnerable to Hanzo poke, or a Doomfist dive is most commonly what's going to kill us early on in the fight. Like, tanks are going to have a tough time working on us, so are supports without ultimates and stuff like that. So, we're most vulnerable to Hanzo poke and Doomfist flank. Those are the things that we have to watch out for. So here, we get some of the Hanzo poke, right? So let's see where they go. Yeah, we need to keep harmony on someone. Like, keeping our Tracer comfortable is a really, really, really big part of Tracer comps. There he is, that's a guy! Yeah, we're a little too aggressive. We don't want to take any poke that no one else would. Good trank, but we're spending a little bit too much. Here comes Shatter, it's over. Yep. Yeah. I'll ask you what you think the issue was there, but we're not here right now. I think the issue is that we dropped and we stood main. Staying main is death. Like, again on Zen, we think about what we want. We are squishy. We do not want to get dove on by like high mobility targets and singled out really easily. We just can't sustain an open position like that. So why do we go here is the question. High ground is an answer, a potential answer, but we also would like, you know, a corner and cover to work around, because that's what we're really good at doing. We can keep orbs on people who aren't in LOS for a few seconds, so why don't we take advantage of that more? We just need to play more sustainably, I think. Setting ourselves up better in the long run. This is a good trank, just a little bit. It's really nitpicking to say that's a second too soon. Can't help clone, but as soon as we get out of it, we fall down or so let's see. Let's see this again. So let's look at this fight slowly. So we trance, and we instantly make the choice to jump down. And I'm sure as we see beat that it's like, oh, okay. Yep, maybe you shouldn't have done that when they have beat. But yeah, I would much rather let those guys do the thing. Like, being main and being where your tanks are is potentially subjecting yourself to the damage that your tanks are taking, right? And maybe on Brig that's okay because you have Inspire and you farm it and it's cute and stuff like that, but not Zen. We need that off-angle pressure. Like, sure we didn't get Doomfist here, sure we didn't get Hanzo here. Actually, we did just now. But our team lost a lot of healing. And when, like, what healing are you going to offer, right? You're Zen. It's really tough. What I think we do is we play for high ground, we play for angles here, keep harmony on Tracer, and just try and make some wild stuff happen from up top. That's what our Sig is doing. Like, that is. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. Like, there's just nothing left for us here. So yeah, so far it just seems understanding our capabilities and really limit testing on support is key. Like, we can't overstay our welcomes, we can't go too aggressive. Even if the enemy doesn't punish us, what are we doing for our team, right? We need to keep these orbs on people, we need that orb uptime. Even if nobody's taking damage, just keep it on somebody, right? Like, so that they feel safe, so that our Tracer wants to take more off angles. Because I guarantee you, being right here, right now, seeing their team come up, it's hard. Like, it's really difficult for her Tracer to do that, because she has even less HP than you. Like, let's see. Yeah, we could stand to be. Oh, okay. This bongo isn't gonna net us much. Let's see. That's too bad. Yeah, we don't need to be so hungry for the Doomfist here, right? We already know he's there. How's he gonna get to us? He's probably gonna uppercut here and then punch in or E in and then punch or whatever. But if he's not doing that, that's fine. We don't need to change our position or our plans up too much to do this. I think we just mark him with Discord, just slam, 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 just send some orbs down main, you know? Like, we need ult charge right now. We need something. We will probably never kill Ball. I'll caution you that. Keeping Discord on him, I like keeping the orbs up, but we need to single out one of their DPS to keep the orb on. Right now it's on Doomfist, it's a good little rotation, and we're too far out in the open. Okay. Look at where your tanks are. Do we want to be out of their shielding, right? Like, look at where we're playing. We have a corner. We're leaving the corner. Okay, we have a corner again. Oops. We're leaving the corner. There are no corners right now. Now there's a right side corner. And now we're out in the open again and we get picked for it. We need to play behind cover. This is something both Clone and you need to work on a bit, is managing line of sight. Like getting comfortable with not always seeing the enemy and knowing where they are. I think a better position would have been back here, back behind here. We can peek. There's even this cute little inlet for us to jump and peek over. Right side is a bit risky because of the nature of their comp and like how potentially fast they can be. I think even sitting back here it's not the worst thing ever because we get to scout the flank too. But like anywhere but down this big main thing. Like remember that where your tanks are in down main, that's a spot that tanks probably like to be because they're taking a lot of aggro and they're taking, well, unfortunately a lot of damage that's going to come from that aggro. They can take that space because they have high HP pools and a lot of shielding and this and that, right? All those bells and whistles. You not so much. We can't stay in areas that subject us to the same poke and damage that our tanks are going to take. We have to get clever and use these corners and think about our positioning a lot more. Like there are times that we can be both closer and farther, but there are times when we don't need either, or that we just need to play safe. Like, yeah. Going out now is not favorable. Yeah, goodbye. And we touch Lucio. Okay. Let's see. It was Numani Blizz and Havana. So Havana is a large open map with a lot of large open space. So let's see how we manage our positioning better there. So yeah, again, I think we're making it a bit obvious where we're standing. We need to make it a little bit less obvious. Like we are peeking out in the open a lot. Ooh, they go for the spawn camp. How cute. What a novelty. Okay, they're rushing us. Nice letting yourself reload. We need orbs on someone. We need orbs on somebody. Like, people say, like, sand healing doesn't do anything. But it does. It's just like Brig packs. Like, you feel Brig packs when you're a DPS. You don't feel them a lot when you're on tank. Like, same thing with Zen. That's just the nature of their healing. Just keep it on somebody, and we're good. Like, even right now, moving it to your Orisa or your Hanzo, who's going to be peeking very aggressively down these angles. Like, that's perfect. That's all we need to do. Let's see. Got a lot of people poking up front. Bap's gonna get a lot of ult charge just from healing. We're taking... Okay. I wish we could be a part of this, but I know all too well being Zen on cart. It's just like sad, man. Okay, we give up a little bit of space for cart. Importance of keeping an orb on somebody. Now we need to move it to Kaiju. Look at that. Nice Discord rotation. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, good from Kaiju. Yeah, again though, look at our positioning. Even though there's nobody here yet, like let's examine where we stand in this fight. Yeah, right now all you can do is use the cart as cover, which is okay. I mean, that's just the nature of them having you sit on cart. using the card as cover again, and then we start to swing wide there. Like, again, just think of it very corner by corner, space by space. We want cover as a Zen, and we want to be prepared for, obviously, as a support, like, the worst to happen, even though it's very dramatic, you know? But, like, just keeping yourself alive. Pressing tab, we see they're switching to a Winston and a Reaper, so this is gonna get a little crazy if we don't swap Brig. At the same time, it'll be interesting to see how we do on Zen here. So we're sitting up here, solo marking up here. Yeah, can't really peek a lot past here without accepting potential death. We get a pick, now we can start thinking about moving in. Just thinking about it. Okay, we're kind of chatting on them. Yeah, as long as we're getting discords and the assists there, we're doing good. I think just getting discord on people is good enough because our team is currently freaking out. Now they're switching to a Moira Lucio with just the owl meta comp. Um, this comp is well, it's certainly brawly, it's certainly rushy, and I think what we need to do is end pushes before they start by trying to poke them out as hard as we can. Being mindful of the Reaper position because he's going to TP in. All we've had is like a few weeks of straight like Reaper clips, so you know that's gonna happen. I don't like rotating back here. The question is why? Because we all want D.Va dead, right? But we don't even get the mech on her. And now you're on the floor into a Winston, Lucio comp, and Moira, and also D.Va. Your only cover is the cart, which is what they want to stop, and where they're going to fight. And back here, which is the same little problem that we had on the Brig on our Numbani first defense, where as soon as Winston jumps us or anyone jumps us here, now we're in a choke situation and we're not there to help our team. Staying high ground here is a lot better. A lot better. If nothing else, consider the fact that only Echo is the one who's able to really reach you there besides Lucio spam, right? Everyone else has to use some movement cooldown or speed to get over to you when you're on the high ground. You can keep poking them here with impunity. Like on Zen, you constantly want to be a needle, sort of. Like, I'm always, here's a short tangent. I want to get acupuncture, but I'm scared because I'm afraid that some needle is going to go a little too deep and I'm just going to like explode or something from weird bodily pressures or something. Maybe it's an unconscious fear or like an unfounded fear or whatever it's called, but like it scares me, you know? But on Zen, you are that needle. You are the needle that's saying like, "Oh my gosh, something bad could happen if you don't deal with me." I'm going to sit here and I'm going to just ding ding ding, like send a little bits of damage here and there again and again and again. And if they don't deal with you, then they're going to take a lot of damage, right? Like, there are ways around this, which is taking a fight so fast that Zen doesn't have enough time to crank the damage, but that's up to your frontline and your BAP to keep people alive long enough for you to really come alive and just do significant damage. If you're looking for like really good resources on Zen play, like obviously Violet is said to be the best flex support in the league, fantastic Zen player because of this. It's not always like Jonak where it's a lot of it is like mechanical skill and just sheer aggressive plays a lot of the time. A lot of Violet that I notice is a bit more founded like positional play and stuff like that. Like Jonak is a team captain and Violet is an MVP player. Like I think that is sort of the difference between them as flex supports there. Like Jonak does it sort of because he has to, and he frags and he's got a reputation for it. He's fantastic at it too. But like Violet is potentially a lot more of a positional player when it comes to that side of Zen. So watching his Zen play, even from previous metas, leaving the card, um, it is really good for us. So here is a good spot and an interesting spot to see for a Zen play because there's not a lot of corners. There's a lot of open space. Let's just see how it goes. So good keeping an orb on somebody. some things. If nobody's up here, somebody probably will be. On their comp right now, probably not. Thinking about their comp and our comp, they want to make something happen fast and close range. So what does that mean? Where should we be relative to our tanks? Probably far away. When the cart comes to this corner, there's a chance they're going to start taking fights here and jumping us pretty aggressively. So we want to be away when that happens, right? So pretty important things to note there. Same time, angles for poking past there. You can actually shoot under this space here. So you can just peek it just a little bit with a jump shot from here. If you see anybody back there, further back here, same thing. Let's see where the enemy's stage. So they go the one place on the map that nobody likes to play. It's a good little rotation here. I like it. Weren't expecting it. And they beef it. We need to be further away. This is scary. Like, yes, we're with our Orisa, and it could be a calculated risk, but I think even just playing a little further away does us a lot of good. We either need to be closer or further, so that we don't get Winston jumped, and thankfully he didn't jump on us. But so that we either need to be closer so we can avoid Winston, or farther so that we can avoid them and LOS them with corners. It's super nitpicky. It's super nitpicky stuff, I should mention, just because I'm a Zen main, really. Yeah, boom. Just keep the shields in your sight. You can shield dance them all you want. Reaper sucks. Oh, you should give him the boot. Okay, they're going to touch here. It's going to be messy. Cole is coming. We probably trank for Cole. Probably won't have a lot to do for Blossom, honestly. So when you think they have Blossom, it's time to back up, right? Like, we just want to play for their Cole, and then we can go back to the back line and continue to farm damage on them. Like, at that point, whatever happens, happens. Hopefully we get a BAP window and something good happens. Ooh, he died. It's rough. Okay, so that's Cole. We live that, but again, look at where we end our trances. We're not flanking them, we're not making an aggressive play, we're just back to a neutral position that has no cover. So yeah, my biggest gripe seems to be, okay, this is a little bit of an awareness thing. We need to really zone in on that echo. Make sure the back is clear before we do anything in the front. Yeah, whatchamacallit. So again, what was I saying before? Yeah, we're sort of trancing around with no intent. Like, the end, Transcendence, obviously, big healing, big moment, big time in people's lives. Haha, we survived the dragons or the team fight or the Cole or the whatever. But what matters more, I think, is your positioning constantly on Zen. And that does not stop with Transcendence. Obviously, you want to be with your team when you transcend. When it stops, you want to be somewhere, either behind a corner and cover. Can I afford to take this position? Yes, no, whatever. You evaluate that when it comes. Or you can take a more aggressive position and try and make plays, right? Obviously, it's whatever more suits your style, and evaluating whether or not a play can be made with the state of the fight in your team, like that is sort of up to your discretion as a Zen player. But like, we need to think about our position constantly, because we are sort of like it's like we're like a bishop in chess. Like, I'm not very chess minded, honestly, but whatchamacallit, when I think of bishops, I think of getting sniped across the board by them half the time. And that is the constant threats that you offer as Zen. Constant pressure from a long range, potentially. If they read you with a volley, you're probably dead. If they don't, and you take a bad engagement, there's a good chance you die. Like, it should be that way because our positioning makes it hard to kill us. So poking from here, not a bad idea, maybe we go upstairs, take a little trick, or take a little trip. Like, we need to just consider our positioning a lot more. Or just always be aware of it. Like right now, right here, if they dive us, will Winston's cleave reach us? And the answer is almost certainly yes, because he wants to dive you guys, not the tanks always. Reaper's going to be the one who deals with your tanks. Winston is going to be the one that deals with everybody, but particularly wants the squishies too. That would have been a wonderful volley. I like that awareness a lot. We need orb on somebody though. Yeah, what I do is I like to. I have Harmony managed or on my front mouse thumb button. So whatchamacallit, I just put it on people unconsciously without left shift sometimes, and it's a really good habit to get into. Um, there are times when you don't want to give Harmony to somebody. If you're flanking, it gives away your position, and same with Discord. But there are absolutely times when we need it, which is there. Like Kaiju wants Harmony right now, so you can keep going on top without being contested too hard. Let's see. And right now we're standing in front of our Orisa shields. Like, what are we gonna do here, right? We're going into the ball Doomfist, and sure, thank goodness they didn't need to touch. Or if thank goodness they did need to touch, because if not, you would have been ground beef, which is unfortunate. Or ground Omnic. That guy got rolled. Wow. Yeah. Eventually, oh god, I think I remember that we lost this or something. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see. Let's get into some, if we didn't die too soon, mid-fight positioning on the Zen. Yeah, once again, a lot too close here. We don't want to be in this position, right? Like there are no corners near us. Now our Reaper is here, and we've only not been killed by the grace of that they had to touch. They have a bigger objective in mind. Like, look at where we're playing. There's just no corner, there's no nothing here. Like, we're rotating in blank space, and we can't do this. It's not over till it's over. And now we're gonna die from the double flank because we're out in the open, taking the damage that our tanks are supposed to take. I like Clone's position here because he is opting not for that. If you were here, you would be able to Harmony the DPS too, and just generally anticipate them with your Discord Orb. Like, it takes more time for Doomfist to reach you guys, and it's a greater risk because he has to go through Rimuru and like everybody all the way over here, the whole kit and caboodle, just to reach you, right? So we need to be positioned back to make it expensive for them to dive you. It's the same thing that I talked to Clone about with Ana. Like, the enemies are going to dive you, and that is a certainty. The key is to making it not worth their while or outright just winning. Like, we either kill them by a counter diving, or if they dive you and your team is not available to help, run away, nade yourself, do the things and just generally position to make it as difficult for them to continue diving you as possible. Because taking that purpose away from them is giving purpose to your team by punishing that. And that's the same thing that we need here. These flankers didn't even have to do anything but go to point, which was their original objective, by the way, to kill you, which is unfortunate. I don't want to see that because you have the potential to be better than that, I suppose. I apologize for any intensity or unnecessary emotion in my voice. I feel very conflagrantly about this stuff because it is my facility as a coach. Like, this is my guy, and you're my guy. Frankly, like you are a student of mine, and I will coach you to the best of my ability. In any case, though, yeah, it's unfortunate that we can't close this fight out. Discord is exactly what we need right now, and so is Harmony when it gets to these crazy fights. We just need to be nice position here, like ting ting ting, scout left door, scout right door for any signs of Doomfist, and then we continue to do our thing. Yeah, we just need to keep getting some initial poke here as they're not punishing us. Whatever Zen. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so the BAP Zen support combo. What do you think of this? So what I think is, again, whatchamacallit, these guys, you don't have a lot of utility for each other. BAP has left shift for you probably and waste a healing shot on you. Not waste really, but use a healing shot on you, and he doesn't have another one for his tanks. You have Harmony Orb and stuff like that. You guys, again, have a BAP. Again, we sort of talked, and I keep saying again, we sort of talked about how and BAP heals through damage a lot of the time. BAP's utility is damage a lot of the time. It's that is Zen, but with a lesser healing output, like or with a greater healing output comparatively. Zen is all damage, all zoning. You will get away from me if you value your scalp. Like that's really just it. So you guys peel for each other with damage, and it is important that you position together so at least At least if you're together, you have a chance of winning, but if not, you should position apart from each other as not to give each other up. So it depends on the state of the fight that you're in. When you're poking around and stuff like that, you can afford to be away from him as long as you scout the Doomfist, right? Same as keeping your threats away from you as always. If not, if there are no threats to the both of you, then you can absolutely go with him. A little bit of confusion there, it seems. Press X. Oh god. Yeah. Unfortunate. Okay, next fight. Tracer just gets a flank on us. That's exactly what we hate. There probably wasn't a lot we can do about the flank there. Goodness. We're close to Trank though, so we need to farm for that. That's okay, interesting. That's also interesting. Their DPS are offering themselves. Good position here. We're moving too far. We're moving too far forward. See, this is I like what you're doing, but I don't like that you're doing it from main. You have Discord on somebody. The DPS come from up here. You don't have footsteps. If you sneak under here, you have the enemy in a contained room where you have a health pack. You can rotate out main for heals if you really, really need, or just generally back behind here where your BAP can see you. You have Trank right now, so it's a safe rotation. If you were to off angle, you might want to consider doing it from here right now. Doing it from main, you can follow up on a Risa pull, but now we're overextending. See, like we're going for the off angle that we got for free over here, all the way from the other side on cart where the enemy wants to be. You want to, again, if enemies are chasing you, make it expensive, either with positioning or with damage. If they dive you, they take a lot of damage, or if they dive you, it takes a lot of time to reach you. In this position, you get a little bit of both. If Tracer tries to dive you, she doesn't get to dive this, or she doesn't get to engage on any of your backliners here, or help on the point fight. So it's a net positive, right? Like, we just got to think about these things, rotations, and what that means in the grand scope of things. Or just generally how to dance the mid-fight tango. They touch after this too. I really hope we win. I really hope we win. Yeah, they C9. Okay, do we stick Zen? The answer is yes. Zen on defense is a bit different than from Zen on attack. I hope they run a double shield here so that we can experience this properly anyway. Okay. Okay. I don't like staying up here for that exact reason. I'd much rather, so here are some, you can poke from here to clear the angle, but obviously this is a little bit unsafe because your only escape is here. A much better place to poke is from these stairwell. You can fire down all the way this little sightline main. This covers the right side, it doesn't cover the left side, so be careful about that too, like peeking left side. Yeah, you can get it from the stairs all the way up here. Select your angle. I don't like playing with the team here. Yeah, I just don't like positioning there here. Yeah, we're already losing people up top. I think we need to go. Like, I just think we need to go. Does being here help any of your Harmony, like LOS? Like, is this good for Harmony? Potentially, because they are close to you and it's unbroken, but you're taking the damage that your Sig is taking, right? Like, that your Sig should be taking. He's getting, like, just flattened up here because of the pressure they're all putting. We have to give this up soon if we don't plan to kill everybody. Yeah, we had to give up that position sooner. I think we give up the position, maybe peek here a little bit, then we just go back. Like, we have to play sustainably. Especially as a double shield comp, we are looking on defense to either remove the threat of their like ranged units and their DPS, and then engage under the tank line, or just generally win our sightline battles. And it's easier to win a sightline battle if the enemy is all grouped up in one place, like us, when we're all grouped up here on high ground and the enemy can just fire directly into us. We want to make them choose between a web of targets. Like currently, an enemy has to choose whether they want to shoot Splat or Rimuru up top. if they were both LOSing. If Clone was out here, they'd have to choose to shoot him too. That means that at most there's probably an average of a 2 to 1 people looking at on these players here, and that's really key because it's not 6 people looking at one person; it's 2 people looking at each. We want to use that net and that web of pressure, and especially you as an off angler in the purest form. Like, we want to use that to our advantage. A great Zen position for you would be out over here, so that if they try and peek you, they have to peek Rimuru. You get a free harmony on him. You get to shoot up here. You can select your angles by like LOS here. Use this wall to cover that angle. You can LOS down main, shoot there. You can use this wall to LOS that angle. Maybe rotate, get a little, if you really want to clear high ground, you can try and muscle it from them. But yeah, there's the key is sitting far back or making a play, but there is oftentimes not a lot of a medium. Not a lot of a medium without more players alive. So this is not a bad position at all. This is not a bad position at all. I kind of like this. Because if you're feeling crazy and you know nobody is over here, you could, I shouldn't say this, but I would at least want to see who's on cart. I can look and I can see who's over here generally, but if this guy's on cart, well, maybe something could happen. But yeah, the things I like about this angle is that we have spots to rotate to, and we're far away enough from the enemy. We can peek them from here. We can stay out of their LOS until our front line is ready to engage or do something, or until our Risa group over here is. We get pretty much free volleys. We have a health pack if we drop down, but that's costly. We have the opportunity to flank from this angle, and that could be very devastating when our team engages as well. We could shoot them from here, but they might LOS around that corner where Sigma is, and we might not be able to shoot them. So why not, take a little, push the envelope a little, and peek here. The thing is, it has to be a well thought out flank, because you're accepting if anybody comes from here and sort of catches me, I can't not expect it. Like, that is the price that we're paying, that's the contract we're signing by trying to take this flank, or this off angle. Let's see. So we're rotating out of the position, a little risky without 6 shield. I think we could peek more aggressively here. Okay, now we need to start giving... Oh, now we actually don't. Yeah, get Discord on him and we're fine. Good, 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 good. Nice poke on the Zen. Good, good. Okay, our front line is... Yeah, screw this guy. He's only going to get cart to under here, and then he's invalid. Like, he just can't exist anymore, probably, because Sig is going to pressure him out. I think what we need to do is start pushing up and getting stuff on the Orisa like that Discord. Really good. Oh, Rimuru, no. Okay, good. A little aggro, I like it, I like it. But tastefully so, right? Like, we're not going so far away that we don't have a shield or a corner to hide behind. So now the cart's in a good position for us. They have to either come left side to beat us or just generally out-muscle us off of this high ground. That's probably the 2 ways I see them winning here. So, oh, yeah, we see them here, and immediately, do you want to fight them here? No. When they reach the top of the stairs in maybe like 5 seconds, maybe 7 seconds. Do you want to fight them here? Probably maybe not, because they're close to us. They're too close to us, they're going to be. So we probably need to rotate really far away. As soon as we see them there, we just set ourselves up for another position further away. I think a decent position here is the window. Currently we have units over here who can check anyone who peeks us around this corner. They're going to be playing from over here, and we have potential fire from over here close, over here is far. We have good harmony LOS on our units here as well as marking the cart. So this is a potential area. We can rotate even further to really hard counter this off angle here by just shooting from there. Like there's a lot of places that we can be. Be crafty as Zen with these positions, but know ultimately what your goal is. Like, are we going to? Do we need to make a play? Do we need eliminations right now, or do we need like trank farming? Do we need trank for the upcoming fight and you need to farm them? Do we just need poke or shields out of the way? Like these are the things that you need to sort of understand the nuance of double shield to achieve, or just to have an idea. Like sitting behind the Orisa is great and it really is good, right? Like there's no doubting that. We need to try and wait for pulls. Or we died. Uh, Yeah, sitting behind the Orisa is cool until that happens. The shield is gone, and then we die. So I would rather have opponents looking actively for us and not at our frontline units than I would having them just having to shoot up here and kill us without even trying, right? Let's see. So we have Trank coming back. It's a shame we died when we did. Our team either needs to back off and wait for it, or just time it for a re-engage. Okay. I think we can win the fight as long as we don't actually throw by peeking way too far. That was an unsafe jump. That was an unchecked jump, and we want to avoid doing things that are going to jeopardize our life on Zen. As you saw, we're squishy. We died to one Discord damage boosted headshot, which sucked. That was rough. But yeah, we off angles, very funny flanky Zen play is a thing, but it's mostly off angles. Deep flanks are a challenge sometimes. But yeah, just really keep that in mind, right? Like your positioning. We need those corners. We want those corners not just for denying fire, but like just so much. There's so much nuance to the humble corner structure. Good Discord. Good scouting. Look at that. You see them there. A little. Woo! Nice. I don't like this. If anyone's still here, they get a free pick on you. Not to mention, if they pull you, where do you have to run? Are you going to Trank for it? Because if so, then we won't have Trank for dragons, or the enemy Trank. Or Flux even. Like, if this team is really like worth their stuff, they will off angle. Hanzo will off angle from main or something, and that could mean a free pick on you. And now where do we go back to? Orisa shield. So again, the focus and the focal point of where this team wants to shoot is all in one direction. It's not distributed among multiple targets. So that's already something we could stand to improve. There are better ways to anticipate this angle than just sitting behind Orisa shield constantly. That was foolish. Yeah, yeah, we tried for the harmony, probably not worth it honestly. That was a bit out of position. And yeah, they're just muscling us out of angles now. This is gonna be hard if we don't move from out of Orisa shield. Yeah, I don't think we get a recontest out of this. Okay, yep. Good for us. We're not playing behind shield. Okay. Yeah, just spraying. Not bad. I like keeping the off-angle targets, under lock, so that you can force them into a position where a Widow can maybe get them. Let's see. Yeah, peeking without a shield into shields is scary. Good orbs right now too. I really like that your orbs are up. Yeah. Don't. It's not worth it if you have to peek it that long for LOS. Like, let's see. Yeah, the sweet irony, huh? That's too bad. It's the nature of the Widow duel, honestly, or the Sniper duel. So yeah, This guy's up there. Nice little rotation to that corner to deal with it. We're gonna need Trank coming up here. Uh, yeah, they can push with the bongo. We don't have our own to match. We're not windowing, which is something that doesn't help here either. But if the enemy has a damage advantage on you, you can incentivize your team like potentially by tranking. Ask, do we need? Can we push with trank? And if so, I mean we can. If not, we can't. It would have been a good way to call their little bluff here with the bongo. Because again, when we trank, like what was the purpose of this? To sustain us, and then what? Now we're just back to a neutral position poking, and they've gotten one of our best ults out of us here, which is unfortunate. Okay, we need to just hug that right side a little closer. We don't want to get shot by Ashe here. We either want to go up and kill her, or surprise her, or go back here and surprise them with off-angled threats, right? And obviously there are many, many different styles of Zen, but I don't like the one in which we stand in the open and get picked. A little bit early of a lamp there. Could have been positioned further in. But yeah, like imagine Kaibyo currently can die. And he could die to a special someone coming and bursting his bubble here from the backside. Like, I think that could have been really big if we had done that. So yeah, like, I think we can be aggressive, but we have to be, it has to, measured aggression can be overwhelming, even greater and more effective than unmeasured aggression or just completely lack of consideration towards how we aggress. Measured aggression for me on Zen is not only challenging duelists when I need to, only when I need to, only when I want them off the angles, off of my back, so my team can make a play. If they're not a problem to me, I don't really care too much. If a Widow's trying to lock me down, whatever. She's gonna be watching me. I don't have to peek always if I'm finding value elsewhere. Like, I need to work down shields, I work down shields. That's what we do. But in the time like this, when we need to make plays after a trank, after the enemy has all the momentum and they're pushing into us, like that is a time when I think it's acceptable to go for a little risky play, right? You can go over here. You have no footsteps again. It's like the stupid meme that everybody's like, oh, if Zen would have footsteps if he wasn't meant to flank. Like, why not, right? Give them something to be scared of. That's you from the off angle, where it should be, at least. We can't just be out in the open, like constantly, and being surprised by these threats that are coming from around us. We want to be a threat that develops for the enemy. And as it stands, we're not doing the most effective job of that. So yeah, a lot of what we talked about in this review was general positioning, where I want to be and what influences that, and just getting you more clued into how we want to take fights here, how we play, right? Like I don't think I don't think there was a time that I played Zen in any of the games that we had last night, but um, it's just important again to consider these things. Like, on Zen, you are an off-angled. You are an off-angler. It's you. It's the funny guy. And when you can't off-angle, people are going to try and out-angle you a lot of the times. That doesn't have to be a problem. Always. Again, like it's just like Brig. Like, where do you need to be, right? Like what do you need to be doing right now? Is it just playing with your team, following up on pulls, just playing neutral? Or are we actually going to be making a play, trying to take space, do this or that? Is there a way I can augment this by taking off angles or not? Like it's a lot of nuance. Do I have to watch my back? 'Cause maybe Tracer will be here in a few. But yeah, ultimately, good lord, why did it take me so long to load this practice range? Probably just because I'm recording, honestly. My god, my frames. But yeah, I think it's really just the big a big thing to pay attention to on Zen. It's like we are an off angler, and when we position, like we don't have all the mobility that all the popular guys do. Like it's not something that we were afforded. But that doesn't mean that it's all gone. It's all for nothing. It's all useless. Like, we can absolutely dominate just by positioning properly. This is not my favorite position because I don't have anywhere to rotate to for cover. Like, even if I don't kill somebody, if I just, hit him with one of those, they know to watch this angle now, and I don't have to peek it. The team is going to go like, whoa, like, oh my gosh, let's shoot that guy. I just have to peek this. I can develop this if I want, like maybe get another kill, maybe whatever. But like, the key is being clever, measured aggression, knowing when your team needs it, when you need to make plays. And this is definitely the hero who will help you understand that the most. Goodness. And it's a little bit of the same thing on Brig, just knowing where you need to be at what time, who you need to help. Is it your front line or your back line? It could be both. And how do we manage those situations, right? Who needs me a little bit more? There are more people in the front line, they benefit from my Inspire. I can afford to be closer to them, potentially, if my position, if there is enough cover for me to exist behind. Because after all, I only have 200 HP with 50 armor. Like, it's a pretty big consideration. I hope I didn't get that wrong because I'd sound like a fool, but that sounds about right. But yeah, like, just considering these things is really key. And with the, oh my goodness, I'm stumbling. With that, I think that's all I really have to say for now. I look forward to our internal tomorrow and seeing what we can do. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope this helps.